the meeting immediately. And this gives us an opportunity to be supportive and listen carefully to prepared speeches, people who put effort and time into actually putting a constructive and constructed speech together. That makes sense. Our first speaker is Kris Pool. And I would like to introduce Kris's evaluator, Cheryl Klein, to give us an orientation into her speech. Cheryl?
You're on mute, Cheryl.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so Kris Pool from her to be determined path level project to be determined. Her targeted speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. Her speech title, Bullying, It's Not Just for Kids. Kris will receive a generic evaluation tonight, which will be applied to a speech project yet to be determined. She is to present a well-organized and well-delivered speech with smooth transitions between her slides. As her evaluator, I'll specifically be listening to the words she uses, descriptive words, and any crutch phrases she may have. I'll also try to come up with a few ways to challenge Kris for future presentations. Her target speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Kris will be sharing her screen and asks that individually you adjust your view so that the size of the presentation and/or size of Kris's picture is the best view for you. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Cheryl. Financial loss, decreased productivity and morale, increased employee absences, high turnover rates, poor team dynamics, reduced trust, effort, and loyalty. These are just a few ways bullying can affect the workplace. Our next speaker will share with us some statistics, definitions, and facts about workplace bullying, as well as tips for what you can do if you're being bullied at work. Please welcome Kris Pool. Title of her speech once again is Bullying. It's Not Just for Kids. Bullying. It's not just for kids.
Am I back online now?
Yes.
And
Oh, were you off?
All right, let's try that again. And so let's do, and are you able to see my screen? All right.
Well, because I don't, can you see it?
We see a blue screen if that's what you
Okay,
want us
that
to
is
see.
correct. Yes, thank you. When I saw the topic of our theme for our meeting tonight, my first thought was children. Kids bullying other children, browbeating them into submission. Give me your lunch money, do my homework, whatever it may be. And then I gave an impromptu speech a week or so ago about haunted houses in the Dominion of Terror here in Sheboygan County. One of the resources on their website was a organization, Don't Be a Monster. And it was individuals dressed up as scary monsters that went into schools to help children understand about bullying, why it is bad, what you can do to be kind to others. But then I went into the mode of, it's not just for kids anymore. It is very prevalent in the workplace. According to a 2021 Workplace Bullying Institute survey, 30% of adult Americans are bullied at work, and this affects 76.3 million workers. Workplace bullying is repeated, health-harming mistreatment by one or more employees of another employee. It is abusive conduct. It can take the form of verbal abuse, physical abuse, behavior perceived as threatening, intimidating, humiliating. It could be work sabotage or any combination of these. Abuse and bullying at work is the only form of abuse in America that is not yet taboo. Other forms have been condemned: the abuse of children, the abuse of spouses and partners. Bullying at work, it is still considered a normal, inevitable, or even sometimes a necessary business practice. Bullies are typically bosses. 72% of bullies outrank their targets. Some bullies are put into leadership positions because they may appear to be smart, ambitious, results-oriented, and a take-charge attitude. All of this is probably true, but in addition to these positive characteristics, most bullies lack empathy. They seem immune to the suffering of others, or they may seem to enjoy that suffering. How can you tell if you are working for a bully or just a tough boss? One way is to realize that tough bosses treat people equitably. They may be hard on everyone, especially during a crunch time or a project deadline, but then they will tend to ease up when that crisis is over. Bullies target only a few, and their bullying is relentless and their style can be browbeating. A couple of signs for you to be aware of if you think your boss is a bully. Do they tower over you, invading your space, give you intimidating looks? Do they belittle your opinions and your ideas, whether in private or in front of others? Do they have browbeating behavior that make you afraid and lose your self-confidence? Do they set realistic deadlines that cause failure, or are they purposely withholding information to sabotage you? Do you get punished for mistakes that are not yours? The bully boss will make it impossible for you to apply for transfers, training, or promotions. They will gossip about you in front of and with others and lie to damage your reputation. The goal is for them to make others believe that you deserve the unfair treatment. And they will purposely exclude you when they know that you are on vacation or unavailable, or simply refuse to allow you to attend a meeting. Bullying is not illegal unless the target is a member of a status protected group and the bully is not a member of that protected group. Wisconsin state law does not protect workers from general workplace harassment or bullying that is unconnected with one of those characteristics under the law. Harassment, it can include verbal abuse, vulgar, derogatory language, the display of offensive cartoons or materials, lewd or offensive gestures, telling of jokes that are offensive to one of the protected class members. The behavior, it has to be more than just a couple isolated incidents or casual comments. It is a pattern of abuse and degrading conduct that is directed against a protected class member that is sufficient to interfere with their work and or create an offensive and hostile work environment. However, there is a little caveat. Check with your company's work rules and policies. Although bullying that is not based on a protected class is not illegal, it may go against your work rules and your disciplinary action, and it could be taken against the bully. For my work, rule number 14, intimidating, interfering with, harassing, demeaning, treating others discourteously, or bullying or using profane or abusive language in dealing with others. Our policy, it goes specifically into the details on harassment and defines what bullying is. And again, it takes multiple forms. stalking, cyberbullying, intimidating, belittling, browbeating, humiliating, coercing, name calling, a variety of different ways that you can harass and bully someone else. In that policy, our management they have clear expectations. If one of their employees are being bullied or harassed, they have to take specific follow-up actions. If someone is they keep picking on you, it's a minor annoyance, just let it be. But if you are losing sleep, you hate the thought of going into work, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling unworthy because of the way someone is treating you, you need to do something. First, understand that being bullied, it is not about you and your quality of work. It is about dominance and control for that bully. You need to take a stand from the beginning. This is probably the most vital tip because targets suffer added pain and shame from not standing up to that bully in the first place. Don't let them browbeat you. If you do confront your bully, be assertive, not aggressive. Make sure you remain professional, speak calmly and confidently, and make your position clear. Document and confide in others that you trust. Write everything down, names, dates, times, witnesses, what was said in the responses. And seek help if and when it's necessary. Report it to human resources, especially if the bullying behavior continues. Bullying will not stop on its own. Take your own action. Do the research. These websites, this is just a sampling of the websites I was reviewing in order to compile today's presentation. I will drop a PDF version of this presentation into the chat box so you can go and continue to look at these links, read the full details and information. I ask you to stand up for yourself. Stand up for others when you witness browbeating and bullying behavior. Don't put up with it anymore. Find out what can be done to bring awareness of workplace bullying to your employer and ask what they are doing to eliminate bullying and harassing behavior from their employees. Bullying, it is not just for kids. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Kris.